I'm Davy. I'm awesome. And welcome to Davy's Awesome Stories, where I tell funny stories from my past or go on a rant in an effort to make you laugh. Long time ago, back when my mother was still with us, I was about 22, 23 years old. The economy was bad, the place I was working at went under, couldn't afford the rent, had to move back in with my parents. And I remember a few days into living with them, we were talking about situations, and I was just like, yeah, well, this is what happens when you're white trash. To which my mom said, "Stop saying we're white trash. I hate that. We're not white trash." But yes, growing up, we were poor and we were white trash. And my mom never wanted to admit it, no matter how obvious it was. So, I was throwing it out there. We're not white trash, huh? No, we're not. Oh, you poor naive woman. You've really lived in denial this long. What have we ever done to be considered white trash? Oh, just to give you a few examples. When I was about 13, 14 years old, my parents had come into some money, they got a settlement, we were buying a house, it was a great house, I loved it, and it was in a nice middle-class neighborhood, and we stuck out like a sore thumb from the things that we would do. One of them would be when we had some trees cut down. In our front yard, we had these trees, and just the position they were into the house, every time it got a little windy, which is very often out here, they would knock shingles off of our roof, and we'd have to go up there and fix it, and we were tired of that, especially me having to go up there and fix them because I am deathly afraid of heights. So we had them cut down. We had them professionally cut down in a way that they would not grow back and knock shingles off our roof in the future, even though we would only be there for another year or so. But the thing was, this meant that there were piles of wooden logs in our front yard. And for them to move that pile of wood would have cost more money, which my dad was not willing to pay. My dad was like, "I'm not paying to move this wood when I have two strong boys. We'll get it moved." As a kid, I hated when he said, "we'll do something," because that meant my brother and I were going to do something. As an adult, I get it, because when I say we'll do something, I mean my kids. But of course, my brother and I, realizing what he meant, the next day, we went outside, we started picking them up, and instantly we were complaining, like, "Dad, this is going to take forever for us to pick up these logs, some of which are extremely heavy, and move them." "Take a chill pill. Relax. I'm leaving now, and I'm coming back with something to help us move all this wood." Which we breathed a sigh of relief right there, because we were like, okay, that'll make it a lot easier. Dad's going to go to Home Depot or something and get a wheelbarrow. That's not what he did. My dad went to a grocery store and stole one of their shopping carts in order for us to put all these logs in and move them to the backyard. A shopping cart. What? It works just fine. Load it up and take it to the backyard. Yeah, it works, but this is embarrassing. People are staring at us as we're loading wood into a shopping cart. Especially because now, not only do we look stupid, but they know that you're a thief who stole a shopping cart. I am not a thief. I fought for my country. I'm going to return it. Now you may be asking yourselves, did he ever return it? No, he did not. As a matter of fact, a year or so later, we lost the house, it was foreclosed on us, we had to leave, and I do often wonder what the next owners must have thought when they went into our backyard in a little fenced-off storage area and saw a shopping cart. Not only that, but growing up, my dad was very into dumpster diving. Like, extremely into dumpster diving. And he would always defend himself. Like, one time my brother and I walked by as he was dumpster diving, and we were giving him crap, and then later we came home, and he was like, "Come over here. You boys are gonna eat your words." How are we gonna eat our words? "You made fun of me for dumpster diving. But look over there. Have a new look at my new computer chair. All it needed was a little bit of fixing up. And now look, perfectly good computer chair." Except for the fact that fixing meant one of the four legs he had to replace with a broken pool stick. But after giving a couple examples like this, my mother threw out, "Okay, that was Dad, not me. And Dad can't be white trash. He's half Mexican." Okay, first of all, I know Dad's half Mexican, which makes me part Mexican, but let's not split hairs here. Second, you have some white trash tendencies yourself. Like, I brought up this one time we were renting a place, and they had a little closet in the front room that we really didn't need. We weren't going to do anything with. So my parents decided, as a way to maximize space, they were going to put the TV in that closet because it would fit. And that way, again, opened up more space in the living room. There it is. It was a good spot. But this meant that it had these sliding doors that we could close so that we could technically make the TV disappear. And my mom was so excited about it. I love it! It's so cool. A TV that disappears. We're so fancy now. That makes us fancy? Having a TV that we can make disappear? Sure. Bet it's really fancy when we make it appear to watch Married with Children. Okay, so I've had a couple of white trash moments. But I'm not now, am I? Mom, let's look at the current situation. Your 23-year-old son just moved back in with you in a 2-bedroom apartment where your roommate is my older brother, which means that I am sleeping on one of 2 couches in your living room, neither of which you paid for. You just found them on the street and grabbed them. The other couch is being slept on by our cousin who just got out of prison and, let's face it, is going to go back, which he did. And to top it off, our next door neighbor is the welfare office. The only way we could be more white trash is if we had chickens in our living room. Now some people have also said, like, but Davy, I've talked to you, you don't seem very white trash. At this point, fine, I'm not anymore. I've escalated a little bit, I'm a little more sophisticated. I'm now what you would call white clutter. So there you have it, that's my story video this week. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and if you did, make sure to hit like and subscribe, hit that little bell so you get notifications when I post new videos, and leave a comment. If your guys' family was a little trashy like mine growing up, own it and give me some examples. Love you guys.